I would like to go over the assignment. A lot of the interactions that use JavaScript in the web page involve a user action such as a click. Typically, a function will be called in response to that event, such as a click, and the code inside the function will be executed. So this assignment is similar to the last. I am giving you this web page, and some of the code already exists for you. So here I have an area on the web page where the result will be displayed to the user. I have it outlined in red just to show you where it is. You don't have to have it outlined in red. The goal of this application is to determine cost for a box of chocolate. The cost is dependent upon the number of pounds that are ordered. We have a pricing range based on the number of pounds ordered. We also have a pricing range for shipping based on the number of pounds ordered. The number of pounds ordered will come from the drop-down list. Based on the choice that the user makes, you will evaluate that number, for example 3, and determine what is the price per pound for that box and also the shipping. So here I have 3, and I'm going to click the button. This is what will be displayed on the web page. The number of pounds, the cost per box. Now the cost per box is based on the number of pounds and the pricing scheme here. So it's $20 per pound for a box between 1 and 5 pounds. So you can actually do the math in your head or use a calculator to verify that you're doing it right. So 3 pounds at $20 per pound would be $60 for the box. Now we have the shipping cost. So we have a $5 shipping for 1 to 3 pounds. So that would be 5, and you add the two together and we get 65. Now if the user were to choose, say, 6 pounds, and I click Show Cost, everything is going to change. So you should test every value with your code to make sure that everything is calculating correctly. So this is the web page you're given. In the box, I have just coded in values to give you an example of what it should look like. I also have my console open here. When I click the button, I can see in my console the value of the number. Now when I choose another number and click the button, I can also see in my console the value of the number. You never want to take for granted that you have accurately retrieved a value. You always want to test to make sure that you're retrieving the correct value so that you can determine whether your calculations are correct or not. Typically, form data is sent to the server for processing, but because we are using input type equals button, we can use that button to call a function. So here I have an opening and closing form tag. This is my drop-down list. It is coded with the HTML select element. That also has an ID. The different options are coded with the option element. They all have values, and in between the opening and closing option tag is what the user sees. So here's my drop-down list, and when the user clicks the arrow, these are the options. The user can only make one choice at a time. The value of that choice is paired with that form element. So here we have ID equals pounds. That is the ID. And we will be retrieving the value. Now, how do we do that? Similar to setting or retrieving the inner HTML value, this is the value property. So we have document.getElementById pounds.value. That is the value of the form element, and we can store that into a variable, and we can perform calculations and deductions based on the value of that variable. Now we have our button. The button has an ID, the value is BTN. So we need to set up a click event for that button. I already set the function up for you. The function name is show costs, and when we click on that button, the function will be called. All you have to do is to write the code inside the function. I'm giving you this much code so that you become familiar with the process. This is commonly how things are accomplished in JavaScript. When something is clicked on, it calls a function. So here at the bottom of my web page, on top of the closing body tag, I have my object reference for the button. Document.getElementById, BTN. I'm storing that value in the variable BTN. Now I have my click event. btn.onClick equals show cost. So this is my function call down here, and it will call the function that is in the head section. The function does not need to be in the body, so we place it in the head section, or you could place it in an external file. So the goal of this assignment, the user will make a selection, they will click the button, you will retrieve the value of that form element, and based on the value of that form element, you will determine a couple things. Number one, you will determine how much they're going to pay for a pound of chocolate. Once you determine how much they're going to pay for a pound of chocolate, you need to multiply that by the number of pounds. You need to determine the cost of shipping. Then you need to add the cost of the box and the cost of the shipping together to get the total cost. So this is what we're showing the user, how much their purchase is going to cost. Because we're working with a range, for example, if they order between 1 and 5 pounds, it's $20 per pound. Between 6 and 9 pounds, it's $15. 10 pounds, it's $10. You will need to use a conditional statement. We have covered an if-else chaining conditional statement, and we have also covered a switch conditional statement. Either of these statements will work. You will need two of them. One to determine the pricing, one to determine the shipping. You will also need to set up placeholders inside your body tag so that you can display the results on the web page